Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Um, Hello to everyone. Hello, hello, and hello. Welcome to SKTV. We want to welcome each and every one of you to this show and to this edition, to this Saturday, June 11th, 2022. We'd like to welcome each and every one of you. Welcome to the show. Welcome and welcome. We're going to make contact with the folks from Liberia really quick here. Welcome to the show. Let's make contact with the folks from Liberia. Welcome and welcome to the show. Let's see here. Johnson, are you there? Yeah.
Steve, are you
Okay.
getting me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Steve, yeah, Steve, are you there?
Yes, I am here, but you're in the dark. Can you hear us? Hello.
We trying to. Yes. I don't know. Yeah, Steve.
Yes, we can hear you from this end. Can you hear us? All right. Well, um, we'll wait till we connect with the folks from Liberia. I bet he will reconnect. Welcome to the show. Welcome to today's edition. Welcome, welcome, and welcome. We are upbeat. We are ready to move. Welcome to all of you. Welcome to SKTV. Um, help us to share the show, guys. Help us to share the show. Um, Today we are here. Um, my man, Timothy, nah, don't bring noise here. Don't bring noise on the show today. Today, no noise on the show. Well, I want to start a conversation here by thanking all of you for the birthday wishes, wish, the love, and everything. Thank you, and thank you so much. So, thank you. The birthday umpa, it just started because I woke up not too long ago. I was up very, 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 very late. So, I was up very late. Connecting with folks from Liberia and other parts of the world. So, Mr. O'Connor, let me see if Johnson's ready. Johnson, are you there? So we can move on really quick. Okay, well, Johnson is not ready yet. He will signal when he's ready. Mr. O'Connor, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I want to start by saying good evening, good afternoon, good morning to our friends and followers. And I want to say happy birthday to you. Today is a big day
Yeah.
at SKTV. The man they call Grace Tuluku, like my birthday today. You can put people in a situation they can't handle. They say Sunday good, Sunday bad. So the my birthday today is now just any kind of day. So it's a big day. It looks like we are live now at the radio station. Let me see here. Johnson, can you hear me? Mr. Kula?
Like the moon and the
All right.
sun.
So I think he's still working on things at the studio there. So yes, Steve. Today we announced that Mr. Cummings was supposed to be here, but we are having some change in plan. So we will reschedule his appearance. There was some miscommunication as to when he's supposed to be here, and there was also mistakes somehow down the line. So we we fix it. Hopefully, we are looking at this coming Thursday. If not, we will come up with another day on the weekend, but because we are booked on other days. So, like say tomorrow, it's going to be Honorable Mayamu Fufana of District Number 4, Lofa County. So, tomorrow is already booked. And Monday, I don't know what Steve has uh, on schedule. And Thursday, we are looking at the possibility, but I'm traveling on Friday. So, I'm not sure if Thursday will be an ideal time, but whatever the case be, we will keep you informed. We'll let you know. We want to encourage you to go ahead and share the show. And so, um, those of you who are here, we want to encourage you to go ahead and share the show. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. The guys, I can see some people already jittering, warning about Cummings and the rest of it. We have this platform for everybody, and we have extended um, invitation to pretty much everybody within the Liberian community, both in the diaspora and in Liberia, both in government and also people in the private sectors, including the common people we refer to as common people. You don't have to have position to come on SKTV. You don't have to have money. You don't have to have business. If you want to come to SKTV, just let us know. We'll bring you on. This is a platform that people say we can bring all kind of people on because we for everybody, all kind of people, you know. So we are not uniquely for for politicians and business people. Every Liberian, we believe, is entitled to have a say. So that's why our platform is uh, everywhere. So yes, um, Steve, I will go back to you. Maybe I don't know what kind of song you're going to play today for your people while we share the show, but
Yeah.
it is good being here. So I look forward to. And you know what? Why are you doing that? No, it's okay. I will take care of that later on. But go ahead and take over, play the song you want to play. We will share the show. Maybe in the back, I will share with you what I was about to say. But uh,
Yes. Today, today, today we're having national discussion. Um, as you're already aware, the folks from Liberia are doing all they can. Um, Mr. Kind let me see if the guys from Liberia are ready for us to go because I got to say one or two things really quick. We'll get to the song, we share, we move.
all right,
Let's see. Johnson, are you good?
yeah,
He
his
still
internet,
looks blurry.
his internet is low, very blurry.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Kind let's he will signal us when he's ready. Okay, so folks,
So people who are not sharing,
yeah,
people need to start calling now. Because when we tell calling people, then they can share. Those are the good people. These are the good people from the within the SKTV family. I'm not talking about people who are crying, oh, because some of you, it's like you can't smoke, but you always in the bar. You don't want to leave the bar. You don't want to leave the bar, but you always saying you can't smoke. Somebody, I posted my nice nice picture talking about how I've worked hard, very hard, to transform my body. I used to be very fat with big stomach and everything. So I would work hard. And somebody came there. We were talking about, I said, before and now. So this person went and said, this guy has hatred in his heart for JNB. How my body got thing got to do with JNB and your politics? So that's how I know how traumatized some of these people are. Yeah, so we don't really pay attention to them. So I was just laughing. I didn't even respond to it. I just laughed. But just to tell you how much people need help. So Steve, I think your people are here. We can check them up. Let's see if let's see. Let me do this.
And I found you.
Let give it 1 minute. Oh, this is not all right, Steve. I think you can take over. Let's see what happened. Let me get off for a second and find out.
Okay, okay. Well, folks, Siku will be back. We will. We'll to the over, I'll stop the laughter. It's hard to stop. It's really, really hard because there's some things that's going on that folks are not aware of. But we'll try to talk about them briefly and um, get to the messaging here. But first of all, I want to say thanks to all of you for the kind words. Those of you who like me, those of you who don't like me, thank you for the kind words, the love today. Um, Thank you so much. It's much appreciated here from my end. Appreciate all of you guys. Today is my birthday. I'm not going to call my age because I don't want to scare, you know, I don't want to scare all the beginning around. Be the beginning, I don't want to scare them. So I will not call big number. But today is my birthday. Today is my birthday. I don't want to scare all the beginning. Yeah. So all my beginning, you don't be afraid. What I always stay equal. All my beginning, we stay equal. But also, real note, today, Mr. Cummings will not be on with us, as Siku just alluded to. But we still have national conversation and good conversation to have. Um, I know Telvi did travel and she was headed back to her home after a long week of work. So I'm not 100% sure she will be on, but it would be a good thing to have her on. We'll be checking with her to see if she if she's sleeping or she made it safely. They're home. Um, what else before we let's get to other news quick. Let's jump into other news. Say one or two things, and then we'll get to the musical break and share the show here. In other news, um, the CDC is doing everything they can. As you can see, the CDC is doing everything they can to attack, minimize members of the opposition. They're using stooges and other people. um, in other news, also, to the ANC folks, it just started for y'all. Y'all be ready? Because there are more attacks planned for Mr. Cummings in the ANC. As a matter of fact, we are credibly informed that there is a plan to disorganize and dismantle the ANC. This time around, not just Mr. Cummings, but the ANC. In other news, Chairman Musa Hassan Belede is looking like the representative seat in the Makande. It's looking like for sure, and a show win. Put it that way. It looks like Musa Belede will be running. We are 60 to 70% sure that Musa Belede will be running. So it's a big thing. It's a big thing for him. And for the Liberty Party. Give me a second. Let me see the folks from Liberia. Johnson, are you good? Well, apparently what's going on in Liberia today is not a good day. But also, In other news, um, Vice President Joy Howard Taylor, she's not out of the heat. We told you here before. The goal is to get rid of her. And these guys will not stop till they get rid of Vice President Joy Howard Taylor. Yep. Watch and see the drama unfolding for the next few days. Watch and see the drama. But also, in the next few weeks, apart from the gasoline situation that's going on, apart from the gasoline situation that is going on in Liberia, we want to assure and inform you that it has not been resolved. As people claim, things are still hard. Today we'll talk about his speech, Mr. Alexander Cummings' speech, or however you want to term it, and we'll go from there and talk about the national issues. So let's get quick to the musical break here, because we got to leave from here and go to Seku. I got to go hang out with Seku, enjoy the roasted meat and their Thai. No, but you muted.
I said, don't be scared to tell the people, say, the birthday celebration is yet to be started. It's going to be starting right after the show.
Yes.
Anybody want to eat meat for free? You're coming. You want to drink hot Thai for free? Until tomorrow morning, you'll come. You eat meat until you get tired. We can put on your pocket, take it home. So,
Well,
yeah, the birthday just getting started.
So that means I can put some meat in my pocket and carry with me?
Yeah, just the same thing, Anthony. What Anthony and Telco, they put it in their pocket and carry it to all the news. And hot Thai. and Ben too. He got to mean so much. He takes some hot Thai and then meet with him. The people at the airport got to tell him, my man, they can't go. You can't carry liquid in the plane. Because hot Thai was too juicy. Then the meat was too good. So the same thing. Anybody come here, you'll be tempted to do similar thing. Anyway, I think we have Johnson Mayborn here. Johnson, can you hear me?
Johnson is not connecting. Bad connections today. But
all right, I think once he's okay, we will try to bring it on. But I think Steve, we can just
we'll get into the musical break, Mr. Cunning.
do your music thing and then.
Yes, today, umpire, I beg you, you don't get very with me. When I'll play my short music. I'll play short music because I know you.
Yeah, me. If you want to, you can play Happy Birthday, sir. I'll be here shaking my hand and clapping for you. Anything you want to play.
Okay, I'll play President. The people that I want to become president will be on there.
Oh. Okay, no problem.
All right, let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Soledad dear boy. I'm glad with the great opportunity given me to introduce to you your president.
Babu want to become president. Mosquito want to become president. Poppy Dossel want to become president. Crazy man you see want to become president. Mr. Credit want to become president. Mr. Lala man want to become president. President you will see you. Mr. Roro want to become president. Diego. Now how the president business will be. We suffering for some more. Mr. Lala want to become president. President, you president, Mr. John President. It can't be one angry. Let me tell you something. When they want to become president with Lala, they will come and say, as the president of the Republic of Liberia, I thank you people for introducing me as the president. Power invests in me as the president of the Republic of Liberia. I want to make sure I will bring the rest press down. Yeah. I'm going to pull all the fear press down. I'm going to bring the gasoline price down. Yeah. Kalolo want to become president. Yeah, you know easy again. You want to tell me say president with charge money eat up become president? Cross take up become president? It's not easy. Liberia will follow. When they be president to them, they will stand and say, I'm Mason. I will bring down Moldova and build you new Moldova. I'm going to make sure I'm not going to steal the government money. I'm going to make sure 7-7 get their back pay. I'm the president going to make sure that the AFL going to be paid in 2 weeks. I'm going to make sure the students going to get 12 buses. I'm going to make sure for the little children they say, I'm going to buy two plastic bags for them to poo-poo inside. Yeah. Babu, you see, want to become president? Mr. President want to become president. Mr. Drongo want to become president. Lala want to become president. Kieran Ripper want to become president. You know, issue so free, Liberia. Listen to the speech. As the president of the Republic of Liberia, I'm going to make sure I'm going to electrify the city into 1 day time. As the president of the Republic, I'm going to dry the whole of the sea and pay you people estate billing. As things go back, Republic of West Wind going to be an estate. Mr. President, become president. Mr. Lalame want to become president. Mr. Ruru want to become president. Mr. Dr. Job want to become president. Mr. Kenju May want to become president. Mr. Ripasa want to become president. Mosquito want to become president. The girl you see say want to become president. To vacate with everyone want to become president. And you want and you now when you want to become president. Hey, yeah. President, yo.
Steve, it looks like Johnson just sent a message that they are ready and they're all still ready to go. But for some reason, it seems though like the internet is still giving him a problem. So let me do this.
Yes, let's.
No, I was trying to remove that one. The one you just removed, that one should stay. Okay. Yeah, let him come back on at fresh. Let's see what happened.
Let me see if I can share this. Let me
Yeah,
see
go
if I
ahead.
give us some minutes, folks. Let's.
You want me to um, get you off while you do that? Or
Yes, please,
yeah?
please. Yes, please. Let me.
Yeah. So Steve trying to work on something. We are having some technical issue today, especially to connect with our colleague in Liberia, talking about Truth FM. But again, folks, we want to encourage you to continue to share the show. So we have communicated with Mr. Cummings' team. Um, so we are now discussing rescheduling of the interview, either to this Monday or Thursday. So either one of those day will work, because tomorrow we have another show tomorrow, um, with Honorable Mariam B. Fofana from Lofa County, talking about representative of District Number 4. So we want to encourage you to share the show today, because we listened to the speech of Mr. Cummings. We analyze it. And it is important for us to come here and talk about it, what it means. Some of the questions we were to ask is, or some of the questions are, what next for Mr. Cummings? And what does that message communicate? What it means for his political future? And what is on his mind as to the way forward? Because things happen in politics. You will always fall in politics, but your ability to wake up, to get up, and keep moving again is what matters. So we are going to now want to talk about it here, but we'll also open the line for you guys to participate, to tell us what you think. Okay. It looks like uh, it looks Steve. It looks like Steve is about to share the speech, so we can listen to the speech a little bit, and then from there we can begin the conversation.
Thank you. Thank you, James. My fellow Liberians, the conspiracy to stop our real change movement and destroy the collaborating political parties, the CPP, has failed. The political persecution to weaken us has made us stronger. As promised, the CPP will be on the ballot in 2023. We will win the elections and lead our country and people into a better future. For these and many more, we thank God for his blessings and continued protection. We thank the Liberian people for the outpouring of support and prayers, especially over the last 6 months. We thank our partner in the CPP, the Liberty Party, for its continued support, commitment, and trust. It must be said that when it was easier to walk away, the Liberty Party stood with us and next to us every step of the way. Last but not least, the partisans and other leaders of the Alternative National Congress, the ANC, who deserve and have our deepest appreciation for their faithful support and abiding trust. We thank them from the bottom of our hearts. The real aim of the conspiracy against us was to keep us entangled in court with a bogus charge over our heads up to and including the period of the 2023 elections. Obviously, those who are offended by our call for real change in managing our country accountably were weaponizing an eager and co-conspirator prosecution to dishonor and smear our hard-earned reputation. But truth crushed to earth will rise again. The truth was always on our side, and the truth has prevailed. Hence, after more than 5 months of the political persecution, it became difficult to continue the witch hunt when an independent report forensically exposed the truth and convincingly cleared us of any wrongdoing. It must be said that our persecutors did not want to willingly set us free. They were forced by the truth and lack of evidence after almost 6 months to grudgingly surrender. We thank Omnia and Alaco for their work. You know, it really should not take invitations to international firms to unearth evidential truths in our country. Unfortunately, getting to the truth was never an objective for those whose interest was to politically persecute and smear us. Through it all, we have overcome. Make no mistake, the lies and betrayals were hurtful, especially from people we respect and regard as friends. Individuals we thought we knew well over the course of many years. But our spirit is unbroken. Our resolve to continue to fight to change the direction of our country and improve the lives of Liberians is unchanged and undeterred. Now, we must move ahead to continue the work of building the CPP with serious change partners to be the vehicle for real change in our country. As we forge forward, we will leave it to lawyers and historians to debate the unprecedented decision which counters previous decisions of the same High Court to declare a provision in a wholly private agreement as unconstitutional. As leaders, we are obligated to honor the decision of the Honorable Supreme Court, even when we disagree. We therefore wish the Unity Party and the All Liberian Party well in their future endeavors. Regarding the proposed by-elections to fill the Lofa County senatorial seat, we trust that the people of that great county will understand and appreciate the CPP's decision to stand in solidarity with them against the political maneuvers of the Weah administration to overturn the vote of their choice. That choice was a CPP candidate who was elected and denied from being seated. We heard the people of Lofa speak loudly and clearly. We observed how they stood up courageously to challenge the undemocratic denial of their will. We noted how despite the economic hardship, they organized fundraisers at home and abroad, and even brought out the high custodians of the traditional sacred societies. For months, we saw the people of Lofa stand up in resistance and managed to prevent the government from overturning their democratic will, until some of their own political leaders decided to break ranks for their selfish political interest. The CPP saw all of these gallant efforts by the people of Lofa County, and we are moved not to participate in the so-called by-elections, because to do so will be to assist the government achieve its aim of robbing the Lofa people of their choice. The CPP decision is final. We will continue to stand with the people of Lofa, even if some of their leaders have now decided to stand against them. My fellow citizens, as people of faith, we believe it was God's will to have us experience our judicial system at work for almost 6 months. Therefore, we make this solemn promise: a Cummings administration will prioritize the reform of the judicial system. Any nation without a credible system of justice is a nation willing itself into lawlessness and conflict. Through the political witch hunt, we also realized that there are many problems to be resolved in our country. There are the vexing problems with the body of our country: the lack of adequate roads, bridges, electricity, and a breakdown in the governance systems. Then there is the problem with the soul of our nation: the absence, especially at the level of national leadership, of courage to do the right things for the right reasons, and of honor, integrity, honesty, and truthfulness. Today, I invite the national leaders of our country, political leaders, religious leaders, traditional leaders, legal and community leaders, all leaders, to be enjoined in the cleansing of our nation's soul. The duty falls on all of us to become better examples, because the peaceful and prosperous future we seek depends on the values we embrace and nurture. Most importantly, our children need us to provide them with better examples, as our society needs us to become leaders of higher standards. This is why, as we focus on moving forward, we will continue to take the high road, and for the good of the country, focus on the future of Liberia and not the attacks and slights of the recent past, even by friends and colleagues. However, we will continue to oppose and disagree with the WIA-led government and even members of the opposition who view public service as a chance to be served, to steal, and to abuse the trust of the Liberian people. The mindset that we should take turns to continue to keep our country corrupt and our people poor is offensive and unacceptable. And the belief that politics is a dirty game where the ends always justify the means have only helped to keep our country backward. It is time to change these mindsets and beliefs. It is time to change these mindsets and beliefs. It is time to change these mindsets and beliefs because rich as our country is blessed to be, Liberians do not deserve to be so poor. No family needs to go to bed hungry. No child needs to sit on dirt floors or stand under leaking roofs to learn. Public hospitals need to have beds, medicines, and modern equipment so that the best care for the sick is available everywhere in our country. And no one who is working needs to earn a wage that is not enough to minimally feed and care for their families. It is time to change these mindsets and beliefs because rich as our country is, we do not need to be a beggar nation that is constantly looking for handouts and for others to do for our country what we can and should be doing for ourselves. We do not need to have families grieving repeatedly because of recurring mysterious deaths, murders, and rapes, including of babies. It is time to change these mindsets and beliefs because we do not need to accept that our streets and communities are to be crime and drug infested. We do not need to accept that public officials can only be partisans and incompetent. And we do not need to resign our country to being considered as among the poorest, most corrupt, and dirtiest in the world. In the face of all of this, some of our critics often accuse us of refusing to stand in some imaginary line of leadership. They believe we should lower our expectations, settle for doing less work, accept cosmetic changes, and agree to continue governance as business as usual. I, Alexander B. Cummings, am running for president to stop business as usual. To stop business as usual. Liberia is bleeding. Liberians are suffering. For example, the recent hike in petroleum prices, which is among the highest in Africa, will only add to the hardship in our country, and this again is due to bad and incompetent management and poor planning. Our country needs help, including international support and investments. But we also need more than a cosmetic change to personnel to get the international trust and support we desperately need. We need bold changes in vision, policy, and leadership. We need the international community to trust us not to steal, disobey our own laws, and manage what we have more accountably and transparently. We need to raise the expectation levels of ourselves, set higher national goals, and work even harder to achieve them. My fellow citizens, the future of our country is not buried in our past. Traveling the same road will never lead us to a new destination. Traveling the same road will never lead us to a new destination. Doing the same things over and over and expecting different results is the definition of insanity. Putting love of party over our love for our country will continue to see our country and our people suffer. To lift our country up and end the suffering of our people, we must change. Change is hard, but continuing as we are doing to ourselves or going backward will only make our problems worse. Finally, my fellow Liberians, growing up in Point 4 and in Fiama, I saw my mother and father struggle to put food on the table, pay the rent, and pay our school fees while helping other families and friends however they could to do the same. I saw my mother rise to be the community midwife, delivering babies and attending sick, pregnant mothers, often into the dead of night. Then during the day, she would push me after school to help her with her small market, which included selling everything from women's dresses, undergarments, other apparels, tocafleur, all to help make up for the small salary of my father. The war kept me away from our country. But in that time, God blessed me to learn and work in many other countries, including Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, Britain, and the United States. The experience convinces me that we can be different than what we are today. We can be different, we can be better than what we are today. I'm convinced of that with all my heart, with all my passion. Many of you continue to hear me say that we are too rich to be so poor. It is really true. Things can be better for all Liberians in our own country. Our children should be able to find jobs upon graduation after the parents sacrifice themselves, some selling like my mother, to send their children to school. Those who are old and retired should not have to become beggars and feel abandoned by the country they served for many years. They can and should be cared for as respected senior citizens after years of service to our country. Our leaders should really be doing better for our country and our people. And because I see that they are not, this is why I have decided to get involved and to get involved in politics. We must change, not for ourselves, but for Liberian mothers and fathers who continue to do the best they can sometimes overworked and overburdened by the things they must do just to make ends meet, just to get a better life for their children. To all Liberian mothers, rural and urban, married or single, in you, I see my mother. I see mommy. I know and understand what you have to do to carry your families through every day. I'm running to help to ease the heavy burdens unfairly placed on your shoulders. Unfairly placed on your shoulders. A Cummings administration will change many things to make life better for Liberians. Regardless of tribe, gender, religion, political party affiliation, Liberians will be prioritized for success in Liberia. Success in business. I talk about growing the private sector. That's why I say Liberians have to be prioritized for success in business. But also success in sports, in music, and other forms of artistry. In every facet of life, Liberians will be and must be prioritized. If we cannot guarantee success to Liberians here in Liberia, we do not deserve to be called a Liberian nation. Today, we renew our promise to Liberians everywhere. We will do the hard work required for success in 2023. We will win the elections, and we will not let our people down. Liberia deserves better. Liberians deserve better. Liberia deserves better. Liberians deserve better. To you, I make this pledge that working together, working hard, and making the sacrifices, we can and will change our country for the benefit of every Liberian. God bless you. God bless Liberia. I thank you.
He's the political leader for the Alternative National.
Right. Well, folks, we want to say thank you to each and every one of you for following and for sharing. There you have it. You listen to Mr. Cummings' speech to the nation. This is the first speech he gave since the ending of what he called, or many people call, a political persecution. It's good to be back here, like we said. This speech is very loaded. I don't know about some of you, but I was taking note, and I believe a lot of people will too. But as I was reading, as I was listening, and then by the same time reading some comments, when somebody say Liberians deserve better, Liberia deserve better, regardless whether or not you're a supporter of that person. In America here, Republican, Democrat, Independent alike, when good things are mentioned, not everybody, but majority of the people, as long it comes to safety and security of America, of the United States, everybody applaud. Not because they like that person, not because they support the person speaking, but because they love their country. But Liberians many of those people, they can be making stupid comment. It doesn't matter who's speaking, whether it's George Weah, whether it's Bwakai, whether it's Cummings, whoever it is. When somebody is saying something good about your country, about you, about your parents, about your children, and the future of your children, somebody talking something good about it, even if you don't or support the person, you should be happy about that. You should commend them. But majority of those guys with peanut brain, as I always say, they do not have the mental capacity to really understand as to what is good or what is bad. It doesn't matter who's speaking. If somebody's speaking good about your country or saying some good plans, when somebody says Labrador deserve better, is that a lie? Then somebody come and write so lie. Can you imagine? So Labrador don't deserve better? Liberians don't deserve better? He says so lie? Is that a lie? Some of you politically immature. Facebook make you guys politicians, not understanding politics, and most of your politics are driven by tribalism, sectionalism, and religious bigotry. You have no idea what's going on with politics, but everybody now is politician because of Facebook, unfortunately. But Steve, I want to say a few things. I listening to the speech, few things really caught my attention. First, at the door, Mr. Cummings said the CPP will win. That he's running for president, and then he said the CPP will be on the ballot come 2023, and the CPP will win. That level of confidence, that level of energy, I don't know where he's getting that from. And for the fact that he's saying CPP, we need to read into that deeper. Because why? One party cannot make a CPP. If one party leaves, definitely we will not have a CPP in Liberia. Because one party cannot collaborate. What do you think Mr. Cummings knows that we don't know?
Well,
Because before you even go for it, because the reason why I asked you this question, Steve, is that if Mr. Cummings is saying CPP will be on the ballot and CPP will win, and many people who are following what is going on right now in Liberia, especially people from the other side, believe that Yomli Kanga Lawrence of the Liberty Party could potentially be the running mate for Bwakai. And she's the leader of the Liberty Party. And right now, based on the information available to us, we need two people in the two party in the CPP. So Mr. Cummings is saying CPP will be on the ballot and they will win. And then in the same speech, he said good luck to Unity Party and ALP. What do you think that Mr. Cummings is looking that we are not saying?
I keep smiling. And the reason I keep smiling is part of the reactions others are having from a negative standpoint is because they themselves understand the message that was sent clearly to the world and Liberians at large. I've heard a lot of people say different things about this speech. I've been very quiet and silent about it. Like you say, I've taken notes. I think this is my third time listening to this speech. I listened to it live. I listened to it after the live to make sure that I did not make something.
Okay.
Then we listened to it today here. The reactions I'm seeing from other people, if people who support Mr. Cummings were to focus, these are scary and fear reaction these guys are having. And so they should not go down that road with them. They should leave them alone to be in a panic, the fear, the unknown or unconscious mood. Let them roll with that. That's okay. Coming to Mr. Cummings, first of all, we have to put this on record. Mr. Cummings does not speak loosely. He's not a loose talker. No, he's not a loose talker. He is also someone who's persistent. He would normally follow up with what he says, with actions and deeds. You might think he's not doing something, but he is not the loud guy who will come in public and talk. So yes, I agree with you that he sent out a clear message. Yeah. And people are not paying attention to the message that he's sending. Number one, he establishes that CPP will be on the ballot 2023. So this issue of CPP is dead and there is no more CPP. You can squash it. Now, the plan as to CPP will be on the ballot, knowing that Liberty Party is trying to unite themselves, and CPP and ANC alone cannot be in CPP for you to say CPP will be on the ballot. So that tells me that there are two things happening. There is an assurance that Liberty Party would stay, or there is an assurance that other people would come there to make the CPP more than one party so that it stays. And this is what these other guys are reading through. They don't want to tell the public this one because they're afraid. They're panicking. Mr. Cannon, let me tell you something. These guys, people might come and say, oh, this is Cummings station. The Cummings bought both for you. But we are looking at pattern here. We're looking at facts. Here is a guy who said to us, like Mr. Cummings or not, Mr. Cummings get hey, let's put it that way in that bro. Hey, when he go into a fight, he doesn't leave it. Yeah, let also. So here's a guy who tells you that he was going to win this case. He said it from the beginning.
Yeah.
The innocence was going to be proven. But the second part of this speech that caught my attention also is Mr. Cummings said it twice that the CPP would win the 2023 election. That is not a joking statement. That is not a politician talking. This is not a political talk. And this is not legal talk either. So it tells me that there are some serious plans in the woodworks. And some people are joking with it. Few months ago when he said he would win the case, he never said by what means he would win the case. He never said how he would win the case. He said he would win the case. He would be vindicated. Today he has come to the Liberian people and said the election will be won. These guys are panicking. They're frantic. That is the reaction you are seeing from members of different stations. Some of the government stooges, they're talking and looking at this thing. But something that people have been saying that I want to disprove here, based on what we've heard. People have said in this speech, Mr. Cummings did not prioritize the Liberian people, and he's supposed to prioritize the Liberian people. He's supposed to thank the Liberian people. Let me say this.
What do you mean by that? I don't understand. You understand that?
Well, I've listened to, I've passed around listening to a lot of different people. Oh, why Mr. Cummings got to thank foreign partners? Why Mr. Cummings got to thank the other people? It got to be about the Liberian people. Well, let's be honest.
I think it started and ends the way Liberian people.
Exactly. But Mr. Kane, look, because these guys are jittering, so they're looking for all ways, all means to look for something that is not there. The same way how they were looking for something that was not there before. You see, when we say these things, people want to misinterpret what we are saying or the position we are
So,
taking.
Steve, let me just interrupt you for a second.
Please.
Somebody just sent HTV $55, say for the show. So I don't know whether the person, wants us to talk about it. Call it. And some people don't. Some people always send message that they don't want their name to be called. Whether they want guys send money here and send and to us that don't call my name, because there are people on here that have asked me for something before. I said I don't have money, and now I'm sending you guys money, so please don't call my name. People always do that, but this person want to say thank you. I think I will call the last name because we got plenty of people there with that kind of last name. The last name of the person is Johnson. We want to say thank you very, very much. We really appreciate it. Like we have said here before, we manage this platform all by ourselves. That's why we are independent. That's why we speak the truth. That's why we are balanced. That's why we are, for the most part, one of the most credible Liberian social media platform. And we will not be here without you guys. I want to say thank you to that person. So, Steve, before you even dive into the other people's stuff, I just want you, some of the things then that I kind of like pay attention to, I want you to dig deeper in it.
Okay.
For example, Cummings said, on the issue of Lofa County, he said the CPP won the election, and the person that won the election, the person that won the election was somehow, treated unfairly, and that result is taken away from them, from the CPP, the senatorial position taken from the CPP. He said, even though some of the leaders of Lofa County are turning their back on their people, on the way of their people, but we will not do that. What that signals to me, I want you to deeply read into it and tell me what you really think. But what that signals to me is that the people of Lofa County elected Mani Samuka. And now they believe the people of Lofa County choice should be the one to serve. But now if the Unity Party and Boakai, and not only Unity Party and Boakai, also those guys like the Sir Joseph, the Thomas Fala, the Jefferson Koji, all the other people who are sons and people from Lofa County are fighting day and night, including Unity Party are fighting day and night now to have somebody else represent the people of Lofa County other than the people that Lofa people choose. Is that what he's saying? Some of the leaders are turning their back on their people? Or maybe am I understanding it wrongly?
Well, Mr. Kane, you are partly correct. The fact that you didn't go a little deeper, we'll push this thing a little further.
Okay.
First of all, what it tells me is Mr. Cummings is a team player. In other words, when the team loses, you are there. When the team wins, you are there. Okay. You don't switch position for your convenience. Now, we'd have to record that it was the same Unity Party that brought on Bernie Samuka to the CPP. Even with all the baggages that Bernie Samoka came with, by extension, Mr. Cummings and other people, because of under his leadership, was accused of fueling, at the time, someone who had some kind of noise behind him. He came with a lot of baggages. We called on here on this show, we called on Mr. Cummings and the CPP that they should have never brought on Bernie Samoka. They should have taken other candidates who had less noise behind it, as evidenced by that. Even Mayamu Fofana, they should have taken Mayamu Fofana. They should have taken other people. Yet the United Party brought her. Mr. Cummings, under her leadership at the time with the CPP, assumed this and ran with it. Given Bernie Samoka wins, the government puts out this big shenanigans, takes away the victory from Bernie Samoka, and Mr. Cummings is pointing out to the Liberian people that Joseph Yuma Boaka and the United Party left Bernie Samoka hanging in a coal. They did nothing. They did nothing. Now, let's record this, Mr. Cannon. Let's go back. Let's be realistic about things as we always are on this. Let's examine this whole process of Bernie Samoka. When last you saw Joseph Yuma Boaka or anybody else really make any kind of effort? Guess what they've done? Because it's to their convenience, they've thrown Bernie Samoka aside. Guess what they've done? The votes of the Lofians, the people in Lofa, who voted for Bernie Samoka, who their voices were heard, they stood in the ring under the sun to vote for this man. They campaigned. Now, all of a sudden, you are saying that you're going to bring somebody different so that you can come and support this person, only because it's for your convenience now. So Mr. Cummings is pointing this thing out, that these leaders are abandoning this. Look, this shows the hypocrisy. It shows that these guys, they will go wherever the wind blows, or whatever it is now that will be convenient for them. So for them, they don't care about teamwork. For them, it's all about it will benefit them. So now, leaving Bernie Samoka, leaving the wind that they have in the CPP and running away, it's convenient for them because they can bring somebody new to come and push that agenda. So yes, you are right that all of these other leaders have a ban. So what happened with the voices of the Lufians? They see energy that they exerted, the United Party exerted, and went to international community and ran around. They had Amin Moda walking in the sun. Why they couldn't exert that same energy in the case of Bernie Samoka? Why? And Bernie Samoka that didn't want brought Bernie Samoka on the CPP. So you see, he is pointing these things out, that these guys are not out for the people. So the bigger picture here is these guys are not sticking with the people. So I agree with you.
Okay, so another point, maybe you got more things that you a lot of notes, but I just want to make sure some of the things that really caught my attention. I want us to talk about. I want to get your perspective on them.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing he said, after he said that they're going to win the election, that the CPP will win the election. Then he went on to say, some people want us to stand on some imaginary line. I don't know whether you got that part. He said some people, like when you say Cummings does not speak loosely, I think I'm getting to believe that. He says some people want them to stand on some imaginary line. Then he went in the same speech. After that statement, he said that Liberia leadership should not be about taking terms. Those comments, taking terms in leadership, like, okay, it is my time. It is our time. But that is some imaginary line that he was talking about, in my opinion, is that people who are saying, coming, the man got to wait. Let the man be vice president for Boakai. Oh no, the man just coming. Let the man does not understand Liberian politics. So you have to wait somehow, somewhere. I don't know what he meant, but from my own understanding, it seems like he's being directly or indirectly addressing those people who are with the belief that, this is Buckeye time. So let Cummings wait after Buckeye. Also, the seditians who are also saying, yeah, Cummings is good, but let the man wait until after Joe 12 years. You think I'm reading too much into these things?
No, you're reading correctly. You are reading correctly. And to expand on what you just said, you have to recall that Yure alluded to this same issue. Yure alluded to it, that people got to wait. People are just coming. Buckeye indirectly alluded to it by calling Cummings stranger. He wanted to use political terms and throw jabs and say Cummings are strangers. As evidenced by that, he even went ahead and said he did not know Cummings during the trial. Now, we have to come back to something. There is also this notion of some Liberian politicians that they've shared with their propagandists and other people who support them of dress right dress. This is from the opposition camp. I'll come to the CDC camp.
Okay.
In other words, this person is next in line. They do Liberia business by sympathy vote, whether the person knows the job or can do the job, or the records show that they've proven to be failure. They either do it by sympathy or the person who's next in line. Dress right dress. And so while you are next in line, what you need to be doing, you need to be falling in line with them. In other words, you need to be taking bribes. You need to be part of the clique. You need to join a society. When you refuse, they gang up on you. It becomes a problem. You become a serious problem and a serious threat to the system. So at this point for them, those senators, those representatives, those people that support Joseph Yuma Boakai, the only reason they support Joseph Yuma Boakai is because they are comfortable with the system. They want the same system that has worked for them to make them to earn what they've earned. They don't want change. They know there is no change here. They know when they bring Joseph Yuma Boakai or George Weah, there will be no change. They see Cummings as an outsider. They see as somebody who will come and change the system against them. And Cummings has been defiant in his behavior to them. He hasn't fallen in line. He didn't agree with the CPP ideology of, gentlemen, let's fall in line and be next to Boakai, just run next to Boakai, and after 3 months, after 6 months, after 3 years, the paper will turn it over to you. Period. Cummings said, no, let's get there. If the people pick Boakai, they will do it.
So that is the imaginary line.
That is the imaginary line that they have in their mind.
In their mind that the man had to stay in line. He has to
Exactly.
stay in line.
He has to stay in line. He has to wait in line. Costa has said this thing. All of the other people that fall in line have said this thing, that this man just coming, and you will hear the word, you will hear people from Boakai or other camp using this word. The man is desperate. But let's look at desperation. Who's desperate? Who is desperate? When you really look at the case for you, let's look at the issue of desperation. Who is desperate here? Look at Boakai, his age, his health, no finances, nothing. Boakai literally, they drag him to go out to make speeches or to say something. At times, they don't even want him to interact with the public. Boakai has been around for, even before Doden time, Boakai was in government. So you tell me now, who's desperate? Who is desperate? But let's come to CDC. In CDC mind, they think the Liberian people owe them 12 years or 24 years because Ellen Johnson said he had 12 years or 24 years. But not only that, because of this mindset of the people don't know you and who's next, and because they've groomed George Weah to be where he is today so that he can be stealing, so guess what happened? They assure CDC that CDC will have 12 years. So now what they are fighting on, what their problem is today, it's not with Boakai. It's not with United Party or other people. The problem is with Cummings. They see him as a threat. They see him as the disruptor. They see him as the problem amongst them. So what they want to do, they want to oust him at all cost. They want to come after him at all cost. Let me say this to the Liberian people. All this thing that you see going on, let me tell you something. These guys from the United Party, most of them, these guys from other parties of the oppositions, most of them, they are in bed with the government. They are in bed with the government. These are coordinated efforts. These are coordinated attacks because they want the same thing to happen over and over again. Guess what? They want George Weah to be there for 12 years. They do. They want George Weah to be there for 12 years. There is in no way, shape, or form. Let me make this statement, Mr. Kenneth. There is in no way, shape, or form, and this will make no sense, that you blame Cummings for Bwaka now winning the election 2017. Let's agree. Let's give that fact. Let's give you the benefit of the doubt. But then the same Cummings, you fighting him. You think he will support you? You weren't fighting him in 2017. He didn't support you. According to you, that's why you didn't win. 2023, you should be going to election. You fighting this Cummings? And you expect this Cummings to support you? And you think this will not cost you the election again? So you see, you can't have it both ways. You cannot have it both ways. The fact of the matter here is, Mr. Kane, they've assured George Weah 12 years. And this 12 years that they assured George Weah, they want to deliver it to George Weah. The problem now is, how do they deliver it to George Weah? So they did the CPP for Cummings to fall in line. Now Cummings has not fallen in line. This is where the problem is. They can't find a plan B to do anything because the Liberian people's eyes are opening too. This is no longer becoming about Cummings. If you watch the paradigm in the politics now, it's no longer becoming about Cummings. It's becoming about change versus the system. And we're talking about real change here. We're not talking about hope for change. We're talking about real change, where people can stand up to the system. And I think that's where the change starts. When you can stand to the system and hold the system accountable and challenge the system, like Mr. Cummings did a few days. The system was challenged. Now, guess what? They're going to fight back.
So one of our sisters here just said that the Liberian people have spoken, and if that tends to be true, Liberian people have spoken, then George Weah is the president, and George Weah will be president after 2023. That's what the Liberian people said. Whatever will come 2023, we don't know. But again, Steve, let me say this. I'm staying on the speech, right? Going back to Lofa County. You know, in Lofa, if you follow Lofa, the politics in Lofa, you know, the Loma, I think we have about 6 tribes in Lofa. The Loma and the Kisi are in majority, I believe. So, for the most part, in terms of representation at the level of the Senate, it has always been, for the most part, correct me if I'm wrong, one Loma person and one BC person. I'm not trying to be tribalistic here, but I'm just trying to speak on how politics is in our country. I believe when Bwakai selected, what's his name?
Bernie
Samuka. People have problem with it, but some of those were some of the driving factors, because that has been the case for the most part. Loma, we already have one Loma man there, in person of Stephen Zago, that we say we shouldn't call him Steve.
Yeah, that is Stephen Zago.
Stephen Zago. And also, we had George Tengweb that kind of like went the other way. But then Bernie Samuka was in the picture. What am I driving at? And the next person that they just choose, the Unity Party selected to be the candidate for them, is also a Loma person. So that means if elected, you will have two people from the Loma tribe representing Lofa County, even though we have 6 tribes. Like I say, I'm not being tribalistic, but that's how they've been doing it for the most part. They've been doing it like a one Loma person, one Kisi person, one Loma person, one Kisi person. That's how it has been. But this time around, we have a lot of people now from the same Loma tribe that are running from other political grouping or political parties, to include the Unity Party candidate. So I don't want to go deeper into this. Maybe if we get Fofana here tomorrow, we will ask her some of this question, because she will know better than us how this whole thing going to play out. But given the fact that Bernie Samuka was elected by the people of Lofa County and from the Kisi tribe, even though Joseph Boakai is a Kisi man, you think that will, and then now they remove him. They're not fighting for him. Now the Kisi man, the Kisi people, and the other Lofian voted for, is not being given the seat. You think that will have an impact on the election, specifically putting, giving the fact that other people will feel not represented or not, the voices not being heard? You think this will have an impact on the election, on the by-election in Lofa County?
Most definitely so. And the reason for that is we saw the 2020 elections, by-election, senatorial elections. We saw the fact that the CDC
In Montserrat.
we saw that the CDC had a vote split. And we told them from the get-go that from a mathematical standpoint, especially a quantitative standpoint, wherein we're talking about numbers, you do not want to have your numbers split. You want to consolidate the numbers. Part of the reasons that made Darius Dillon win the way he won was because there was a consensus that the CPP wouldn't field any other candidate in Montserrat. As evidenced by that, Darius Dillon racked up all of the supports from the opposition. Now, the only place Darius Dillon needed to focus now was to focus on the CDC. That means the CDC had a vote split. They had some people confused, such as this person wouldn't want to vote for Thomas Fala because Phil Tapper Dixon was in the race. This other person wanted to vote for Jemama Wolokwali. So you see, it brought some serious confusion in the CDC. When we started to say it, they say, "Oh, you ain't know what you're talking. Tifa will win, and Tifa will win."
And you will continue. And then some people said, because we already have one Kisi person representing Montserrat County,
Yes.
inside Joseph, that sending Thomas Fala there will be like 2 Kisi people representing Montserrat County. That was a concern from some people.
Yes. Thank you for adding that point. And so let's fast forward to Lofa County. Like you said earlier on, Lofa County has been in a space, same thing as Nima County. They've been in a space wherein the Gio tribe,
And
for the most part, has been represented over the Manos and other tribes that are in there, that are in Nima County. And so Prince Johnson could find it harder now because the Mano tribe, but let's get to Lofa. Lofa has a history of having this representation. I come from the Bandi tribe. The Bandi tribe is also feeling disenchanted that it's only been 2 groups of people represented for the most part. Now, call this tribal or whatever it is.
No, but it is what it is.
These are the facts. But not only that, The Mandingo tribe also are aligning the Mandingo tribe, something that they're not paying attention. Something that people are not paying attention. The Mandingo tribe aligns mostly with the Bandi. And they are alarming that no, for so long, this thing has been happening. So, since
And let me bring you something. Somebody said that one of the reasons why both Mariam Fofana and Ko Bangalo, you know, Ko Bangalo is a Bandi man, I believe. They are saying one of the reasons why Ko Bangalo and Mariam Fofana were not considered was because of the background, the tribal background, and the religious background, with the mindset that only a Kisi person or a Loma person, just as you were saying, for the most part, that's what it has been in Nimba for the most part. Mano and Gio representing the people of Nimba County because they have the number. But in terms of being tolerant, being understanding, if politics is about representation, is about having a share, having a share on the table, I think people should also be considerate of other people. Not just anybody, but the qualified ones should be also given consideration. Don't you think so?
yes, and I think it's overdue. Let's put it this way. Not only about the issue of sharing, but it's overdue. This is overdue. And I will send a clear message here to my people in Lofa. Whether you are in Foya, whether you're in Popalahun, Valhun, wherever you are, I want to say to you, it's time for you to change this thing around. We've sent so many Kisis, so many Lomas over there. No disrespect. We are one people in Lofa. But let's give other people the chance as well. We have the Mandingos, let's support. We have the Bandis, let's support. Let's change this thing around.
Even have Pele people in Lofa.
The Pele people there as well. Let's change this thing. And I'll say this. This move that the United Party thinks that they will win Lofa County, like a walk in the park. It will be very, very interesting. It's an interesting.
I want to ask you that question. So you think everybody that voted for Bernie Samuka because of GNB put a hand up? You think all the people will automatically be transferred to the new person that they just selected to be on the United Party ticket?
No, I wouldn't thread that path. I wouldn't thread that path to say so. I wouldn't say so. The reason I wouldn't say so is because, first of all, you would have to understand that Bernie Samuka, apart from Joseph Boyka maybe lifting a hand or whatever you want to term it as, Bernie Samuka is a household name in Lofa County. So he came as a heavyweight. Let's be honest. He came as a heavyweight.
Yeah, one guy called on the show here and said it to us. I remember that.
Bernie Samuka came as a heavyweight.
This guy spoke well about Bernie Samuka and what he has been doing in Lofa County.
Exactly. And that was going to be my next point. Bernie Samuka has done a lot of work in Lofa, and he's one of the proud sons of Lofa. As a matter of fact, Mr. Kane, most Lofians are looking at Bernie Samuka to succeed Joseph Yuman Boakai as the face of Lofa. Now, here is where the problem is going to be. From the United Party standpoint, the people are going to be exhausted, voters fatigue. They just voted for Bernie Samuka. The government overturned it. Some of them are going to be questioning, if we go to the ballot by the vote, the government is not going to overturn this one again. And the United Party has been in some, legal brew or whatever it is, from Bernie Samuka to the CPP to now. So there will be this voter fatigue and this skepticism in the minds of the people. But not only that, CDC has been doing work in Lofa as well. Don't overlook the work the boys have been doing. Thomas Fala, Jefferson Koji, these guys have been going over there. They have been investing. So they've impacted the popularity of Joseph Yuman Boakai to some extent. They didn't pay attention to that during the 2017 election to use the Lofians connection, Lofian base, those sons and daughters of Lofa. They didn't do that. But
They didn't
after
do
the
that.
2017 election, they started to do
They
that.
they kind of write off on low fat. See, no, we don't care.
Exactly.
Just a bugger from there, so they're gonna win it anyway. So they never pay keen attention to low fat. Yeah, but again, Steve, I know at some point you will invite people here to call in. I want to clarify certain things. We are talking these things not because of our personal connection to any of the countries that we are mentioning here. We are Liberian. We speak as Liberians. We are not speaking as this person from this country or that country. We are speaking to provide context and clarity to a lot of issues that some of you may not understand. Majority of the people, and when I say people get angry, majority of the people who are fighting, who are insulting other people, beside Benina Ure and his children, who are the majority of the people who are supporting Joseph Nima Boakai, whether they are Mandingo, Kisi, Loma, Pele, vast majority of them, they are doing it based on tribalism. They are doing it based on connection, family connection. They are doing it based on the fact that they're from the same country. Whether for president, whether for anything, all the support for Joseph Boakai is driven by that country and tribal solidarity. It's not from any love for the country. It's not from the fact that they know that he can do the job. No. It's not because they know that the man is competent to be a leader. No. They don't care. Just like supporter of Prince Johnson, they care less. Whether he killed million people or 1,000 people, they don't care. The long Prince Johnson say, I was your savior, I'm a messiah, I'm the one who came to free the people of Nima County, and they believe that. They care less about what Prince Johnson did or what he will do. They care about what he will do in the House of the Senate. They care less. Liberia major problem is tribalism. That's the number one problem for Liberia. Sectionalism. Oh, me and this person from our country. So even if the person is not qualified, even if the person is incompetent, take the CDC for example. There are some CDCians that are not from Southeast, but majority of the people who are passionate, who can kill for Jowea business because of what? That sectional belief. This man from Southeast is one of us. They care less about his competence. They care less. And that is the mindset of many Liberians. And I will say this. Some people from other tribes, let's say from minority tribes, when I say minority, like, country where, for example, most of the leaders, almost all the leaders from Bon County are Pele people. Not because they're not other people, the other people are not in those countries. There are other people that were born there, grew up there, and they are qualified to be something. But people voting for other people based on tribe, based on their connection, based on religion, not based on competence, not based on qualification. That's why, Steve, there are a lot of competent people out there, but their name are not mentioned. When you mention their name, in our we say that taboo. You are committing crime, you're committing sin. That mindset has to change. Somebody called me the other day while we were talking. We were having very good conversation. This person told me, oh, Sekou, Cummings is a good man. Cummings spoke very well. Well, most of our people believe Cummings just coming to Liberia to come revenge for the Congo people. Can you imagine? At this time, somebody having that kind of mindset. Revenge to do what? Revenge for what? When Musa Belete name was mentioned that Musa Belete wants to be vice president, many people disqualify him simply because his name is Musa Belete. What? Maningo me won't be vice president for our country? As if to say they own a country. As if to say their parent, great-grandparent, they germinated from, from the soil. They came from nowhere. Or they just fell from the sky. I saw a post. Somebody posted Mr. Cummings' picture with Amara Kone. If you see some comment, you get discouraged. That after 170 so more years, some Liberians are yet to even identify, to even understand their own identity. They don't even know who they are. People they're not disqualifying Amara Kone because of his association with Ellen. They are not disqualifying him because Amara Kone is not competent. They are not disqualifying him because Amara Kone does not have international contact or connection. But they are disqualifying him because, the matter Amara Kone and Amadingo man. Today, that kind of mindset, Steve. That's the reason Liberia continue to remain behind. And let me tell you this. It's tough. It's going to be tough. But one day we'll get there. One day people will vote for people based on competence, on qualification, on what they can bring on the table. It will happen. That's why I get frustrated and disappointed that when I see young people, educated ones, some of whom living in the diaspora, that their support for somebody is squarely driven by tribal politics, by county association, because me and this person from the same county, so I can't support anybody else. Oh no, me and this person from the same region, I can't support other people. If that's the kind of country we're going to have, we still have a long way. But I believe with some of us alive, we will get there. People will be elected based on what they can do for the country. Now, their name, now who they worship, now what you think of them. Certainly not on tribe. Tribalism is the one that killing Liberia. And if we don't stop, it's not good for us. Steve.
Well, let me say this. The issue of the resistance Mr. Cummings has put up is it's needed. It's needed to shake the system, shock the system, and challenge the system. It's needed. We need this. Just do it in the right way. We need these kind of things. We do. And expose the system for what it is. We do. And as evidenced by that, the attacks will just continue. It will get worse. Just yesterday, one of the TV stations or online TV stations who is unknown government tool and propagandist posted a guy that sodomized or posted a piece of a guy that sodomized a 16-year-old boy. Well, they try to link that guy to Mr. Cummings. Only for the investigation to come out today, yesterday, and the government was, knowing that this guy he's linked with the ruling party. So the government through the Liberal Commerce Trading Company had to come out and identify that this guy is working for them as opposed to what is in the public that he's so they're passing around with all these propagandas, all these lies, all these things only because they don't want the truth. And I want to speak something about the Musa ability issue that you talked about. I challenge Unity Party and Jose Human Boakai. I challenge them to prove that the Unity Party that they're making noise for today, that Musa Belede money now in that Unity Party. They see if we want to talk, okay, give him Musa Belede that crook, Musa Belede that criminal, he let it. And now they see money they benefited from. Jose Human Boakai and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. How did they come to power? Musa Belede did not play a role in it. Look, you see, these guys, when it's not about them, the same thing they did to Brendan Samuka. And I believe this will come to haunt them down the line. When it's not about them, everything is bad. Or you are a bad person. They got sins in Liberia. How many good people in politics in Liberia? That angel you will take from heaven to work with? Who got a problem? Somebody who never had a problem. Can't say that work together. You say no, you won't automatically be the leader. They might automatically make your man the leader. He should automatically be the leader because they born him to be president. The time they born him, they just born him to be president. Which he will not be president anyways. Let's forget about that one. You will never be president. We should be clear on that one. He can't be president. It's not possible because you're not doing the thing that's supposed to make him president. First of all, you're alienating everybody. You're driving everybody. You project those feelings on the ANC people that they're rude or whatever it is, or they're disrespectful. But you got a bunch of disrespectful hooligans people behind you that misbehaving 24/7. You got people who, when they disagree with Joseph Human Boaka, they will go and make a show, insult your mom, do the one, and do that one, and do the one. But when other people respond to things that's going on, then you say they like that. Let me say this to Musa Belete. Let me say this to the Manigo community. I want to be very clear on this one. Let me say this. In Liberia, we can say your own that your own. Your own that your own. I will say again, your own that your own. Yes. I will put it that way. Your own that your own. We're not going to beat around the bush here. Nobody should let your divide because of politics. I've never spoken with Musa Belede to say, oh, support me or don't support me. That's not my issue. But the issue here is, let's not be hypocritical about issue. Let's not be hypocritical about issue. They see United Party. Musa Belede supported them. When I hear CD Shannon passing around too, Musa Belede all supported George Weah. You think George Weah came to power later? Musa Belede supported George Weah. Go ask George Weah. You want for to go into the records? You want for to pull out papers? You want to pull out the receipts and show you how much of a contribution that was made to CDC? This CDC that you're making noise on. And let me say this for something for Musa Belede here today. Musa Belede has a track record. Go check it. From the day Chancellor left, anybody he supported or anybody he supports, they've won the election. I challenge you all to dispute that fact. Let's go into it. There is a guy in America here who predicts every election who will be the next president. And since 1984, he has gotten it right. He's never makes his prediction. There are some people that when they throw their support to certain places or beyond certain people, is a show win. Like it or not. One in the case of Edwin Mervyn Snow. Another person is Musa Belede. Listen, we can challenge them, we can call them out when they do wrong, we can call them out on the issue. But the fact remains the fact. All of you guys are in power today. You benefited from this Musa Belede guy. Or that today Musa Belede that crook or that criminal. Okay, then guess what happened? All the things that he gave you, the United Party, you're bringing it back now. You're turning it over. Oh, but I tell you, we're not criminal. Okay. You see, when he decided to support Cummings, because he sees something in Cummings, then he is this person. Cummings should not identify with that person. Cummings should not identify. And you are here identifying with Ben and Ayue. Ben and Ayue better? Ben and Ayue better? Are you guys serious? So these things, we need to talk about them, Mr. Kane, because this is where the hypocrisy is, and they go against certain people. And I will say this to my brothers and sisters, whether you are Mandingo, because not all Mandingo are Muslims. So, my Muslim brothers and sisters, let me tell you something. The Musa Belete North that you see them passing around with, you know about Musa Belete is to alienate a certain group of people, to ostracize you guys. The Muslim people are only good for voting. And I tell the Christian people can come to the mosque when it's time for voting. When the Muslim people decide to bring their own person, they will bring noise and bring confusion. You're not allowed to happen. Enough is enough. This nonsense must stop. Liberia is for all of us, whether you are Muslim or you are Christian. All of us.
Steve, like I've said before, my problem with many Liberians, even let's say, I want to use Amalakon as an example. I don't know any Liberian. I'm not saying he's not there, but I don't know any Liberian that is qualified for public office better than Amalakon. Whether it's education, experience, and track record. If you want to criticize Amalakon, criticize him based on his performance. Let's say, you work for Ellen. Your government was accused of X, Y, and Z. If you argue from that point, I can understand. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
If you say no, Musa Belete, you have not held any elective position. You don't have government experience like a lot of people are. I can understand. But to say, for people to be brave enough to mention people tribe, oh, wow. One time I was reading, I saw some people, the one that I can call with the peanut brain. When the brain is so small, nothing can fit in it. So it doesn't have any capacity to uphold anything, to rationalize anything. It's too small. So those people, when ACO were doing their launching, they're going to put it happy they can recruit a lot of people for other people. Somebody wrote and said, oh, Liberia bar lawyer, Mandingo people all want to become president. Some people that are talking that, they have nothing. Their parent had nothing. Their great-grandparent had nothing to show in Liberia. Some people are saying that. They have not contributed anything. Their parent, their great-grandparent had not contributed anything to Liberia compared to the person and the tribe you are trying to disrespect. When I come on the show, 90%, I believe, 90% of people that come on the show are not Mandingo. I cannot account for Muslim or non-Muslim because not every Mandingo are Muslim, not every Muslim are Mandingo. So I cannot give any statistic on that. But I know for the fact, majority of the people that come on this show, they are non-Mandingo. When they come to listen to me, to listen to Steve, they are not coming to listen to a Mandingo man. They are not coming to listen to a Bandi man. They are coming to listen to a Liberian men that care about their country, that discuss issue of their country. Steve, when we are together with other people, non-Mandingo, non-Muslims, as a matter of fact, the perfect example is you and I. We eat together on a daily basis.
Yeah.
When it's time for you to go to your church, you go to church. It's time for me to go to my mosque, I go to the mosque.
Yep.
We can be studying together. We can get us say, my man, we can be pro. He said, yeah, pray. When I finish, we will do this. We'll continue on the conversation.
Yep.
You are tolerant, right? Of that, we are tolerant of you. That's the kind of country I want to see. People shouldn't judge people based on their tribe or religion. You should not support people because they are Mandingo men. No. You see me? I can say this over and again. When Dukle ran for senator, I interviewed Dukle here. When Sheikh Kuyate ran for senator, I interviewed him here. But I openly, even a few days ago, Sheikh Kuyate called me. I think he planning to come on the show. So he told me one thing. He said, Sekou, you know what, I respect you? I said, no. He said, you were able to tell me, look in my face and tell me, say, you're going to support Dara Dillon, even though you're my brother. He said, for that, I respect you. You see that? That day when I told him, maybe it hurt him. Maybe he didn't like me saying that. Maybe he would say, well, Sekou doesn't want to support his own Mandingo brother. I don't see people like that. I don't see politics like that. I don't see the interest of my country from a tribal lens. No. So it hurts me. Yeah, somebody say, we are frustrated. Yeah, I get frustrated when I see people behaving stupid. If you don't get frustrated by that, that means you get peanut brain. When somebody is doing stupid stuff, perpetually, even if you talk to them, you do whatever you want to do, they will never understand. Because the DNA, the tribalism, is so deep in them to the extent that they don't want to hear about other people. Okay, let's assume you go by tribe. Or no, maybe you go by religion. How many of our people, how many of our presidents become president? How about Bandi? How about Madingo? Majority of those people, the tribe that I just mentioned, Vai, Madingo, Mende, majority of those people, Bandi, majority of those people are Muslim. You cannot win election without those people either. They too, they are Liberians. But who cares? If you are qualified, you're qualified. You're not qualified, you're not qualified. But people should stop discriminating based on tribe and religion. See, it frustrates me a lot. It hurts me. Why other Liberians not thinking like me and you and other people? Tomorrow, where are we going? We are going to go and celebrate a graduation of this young man called what's his name? What the guy name? Jackson Doe Jr. Who don't know Jackson F. Doe from Nimba? Who doesn't know him? Who never heard about him? We are here. We live together as brothers and friends. We are going there tomorrow. We're going to be there to celebrate his children's graduation party. We do that for all other Liberians, Madingo, non-Madingo, Pele, Gio, Bandi, Kisi. It doesn't matter. Why is it that our friends here, we are free to go to each other's house and eat? Because we trust each other. Because when we see each other, we don't see tribe. We see brotherhood. We see Liberian. But majority of you people, I'm saying it, and I know so many people in person. Tribalism is what driving your judgment. Tribalism is what driving your decision making. If you do not graduate from that, you will remain stupid until you die. because you're not going to benefit. Steve, I will stop here so far. I don't know
Well,
what it costs.
thank you, Mr. Kane. Yeah, I want to make this brief statement, and then we'll open the lines there. You will be in charge for the most part. I think I sent you some kind of message.
Yeah, I've seen the message, but we're not going to be here for very long. When you're leaving, we're all leaving.
Yeah. He said when you leaving, we're all leaving. Well, let me make this brief statement, and then maybe we can open the line for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, because I already transferred the lines to your to you.
Okay. Yeah, we'll open the line for 10 minutes here. Let me do this really quick. Open the line for the next 10 minutes here. Please, when you call, get straight to the point because we have less time today. We're begging you. Let me open the lines here. 281. The number is out there already. Again, please, when you call, just get straight to the point. That's the number. But Mr. Kane, like you said, we'll continue to have these conversations openly. Some people don't want for us to talk about these things because they want to talk it behind the horse. As always, let's talk it behind the horse. We might not talk about it in public. If we do, it will look funny. People, listen, like Sekou said, when I go to the house, and Sekou there about to pray. Sometimes they even invite me to pray. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
Listen.
I remember that many times. Just when guys would say, Steve, make a pray.
Yes.
Yeah.
And listen, we have to be tolerant of one another. We have to be. We have to be tolerant and accepting of one another. Nobody was born and say, oh, before I'll be born, I will choose to be this religion, or I will choose to be the tribe, or I'll be born in the other family. This person will be born. So we have to be tolerant. And we have to stop this hypocrisy. We have to stop it. And this could just be for the next guy that running in Lofa County on the Unity Party. But if push kind of shove you, be on your own. Go out running some guy. Yep. No boys will not sleep with you. I can tell you that for a fact. Push kind of shove you on your own, brother. You see them passing around to them making he's gonna buy he would have scam. So scam. Just wait, let's more noise. You'll see how they'll leave you hanging. Go out, running some guy. Someone who say these things, people won't get them, but these are facts. If somebody not supporting you, that's fine. It's okay. Everybody will not support everybody. Those of you who identify with Joseph Newman Parker or Benin Ayue or Nyomli Kanga Lawrence or what a guy named Alex Cummings or Joia, it's okay. But let's be respectful of other people. You can't say because they're not supporting you today now, automatically now you're the baddest person on earth. Oh, so when you are supporting you are not bad. Eh. All of you talking, my grandma used to say, you get Musa Berele Kafu in your stomach. You're shameless. You'll be making noise. Bunch of shameless people. That's why we'll tell you from the beginning, don't take money from people if you think that they get questionable character. Yo, not hear that one. You can be going, like Prince Johnson said the other time, you can go to him and be begging and be making deals. Then you're kind of probably you want to touch sha more. The only problem I get with these guys, Mr. Kana, is that you can't Prince Johnson sort of talk. So call someone your name and I'm talking directly. So we can know that. So space on your.
You want to start calling or you want to take some calls?
Yes, Mr. Kana, please.
Caller, what is your name and where you calling from? 3309.
Yeah, Sekou, how you doing? This is Prince. I'm calling from Tennessee, the volunteer state.
Hey, Prince, how are you, sir?
I am doing great and I'm fine. Thank you very much. And thanks to Mosey. I miss my girl Telvi, man. What happened with her?
Telvi's on break. Telvi traveled to her last night and she's tired. She's trying to get some rest.
Okay, all right. I wish her well and I hope she's better and I hope she can stay away from Phone Place Africa, yeah? I mean, focus on Liberia. She can stay away from focus on Liberia.
What's wrong with focus on Liberia?
Because she signed a contract with us here.
Oh no! Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. That's the queen. That's the queen of SKTV. So don't worry about her.
We don't want to focus on Liberia to steal her away from us.
No, I don't think so.
Just a joke, man. Just joking.
Yeah, I know.
Sekou, thank you so much, and thanks mostly for what you guys do. And unfortunately, we wish we could have had Honorable Cummings here, one of the Liberian politicians that are making things very unprecedented, meaning that he avails himself to public scrutiny, and he goes out there and makes his case. He's unafraid to speak to the people and be asked the tough question. I mean, why would we actually do Liberian people? Oh, why come on the show? It's not the Liberian people. Oh, not even the show. Any show, or any means. When we you make it awful. So let me keep doing this because he feels that's the kind of leadership, transcendence of leadership that he wants to bring to the people, whereas the people can be educated and informed about what they are going to get, and so that they can make educated decisions. So, but we look forward to Monday or whenever it's going to be rescheduled.
Yeah, it's going to be either Monday or Thursday.
Yeah, but in case I forget, when I'm not there, I want you to ask Mr. Cummings this question for me, while he's listening. Mr. Cummings, regarding the Supreme Court ruling on the framework document of the CPP, does that mean that the CPP will go ahead and revisit its framework document to make it consistent with the Supreme Court ruling? Because it's a constitutional issue that the Supreme Court raised regarding the clause, the exit clause. Would that be adjusted and bring in line with the Supreme Court ruling? And if that is done, will the CPP be open up to other political parties so they can be able to come up and forge a new alliance? And we just want to know, and I hope Mr. Cummings is able to address that question. And no fooling around. We want a straight answer. No too much talking plenty. Having said that, my next thing is to say to you, look, I understand where you're coming from with regards to the kind of biases against the Muslim community. I mean, and the Mandingo community in Liberia. I can say to you that it is unfair. But I also want to finally balance the thing and says that the Muslim and the Mandingo community too bear some responsibility and culpability. I said that to say, and I may not have all the time in the world to be able to articulate my point because it comes back from my experience and from other experiences from other people. One of the things that is affecting the Muslim community, Mandingo community, is a refusal to assimilate. And what I mean assimilate is that although we have our unique culture, every tribe has a unique culture, but there's a thing of the Mandingo community that it is very hard to assimilate into there. My man, so I just tell you this thing. I have one nice, beautiful Mandingo girl, man. We were on a mission together in Babawe called Asante Kuma. Perhaps she would have been my wife today, but we need to know that what we're trying to find the girl, her husband already arranged for her, and she was already married.
My man, don't.
I used to go to the house. I knew her father. I knew everybody.
My man, you don't know how to hustle that while.
If I'm Muslim or Mandingo, maybe that woman gonna be my woman today.
I understand your point, Prince. Thank you very much.
So I got to call you, Mr. Kane. That pretty man there. Prince Leo, man, a woman be can tell what man is this. My man, they got it.
You whatever you just talk about that one mostly got to do with cultural and religious discipline, and some of those things are guided by the religious belief. It has nothing to do with politics. But we are talking about politics here. But thank you very much,
my man. Kind of say we'll show you what to do. Hold on. Call, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Let me really call out to me.
Hello?
Yeah, what's your name? Where you calling from, please?
My name is Eric Peabody. I'm calling from Dallas, Texas.
Yes, Eric. What's your take here, please?
Yeah, I wanted to, just touch a few points on Mr. Cummings. Is one of the things that he usually reminds Liberians about.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, please.
He always says that Liberia is endowed with many resources such as rubber, gold, diamonds, and iron ore, but the country is still so poor.
Right.
And I believe that the greatest answer Liberia has is people. And because this government, other than past governments, have not been able to tap into or provided the the requisite platform for people to realize their full potential, I think that is one of the main reasons why the country is still behind. If you take a look at George Weah, for example, he became the world's best soccer player. Alex Cummings, Forrest, became an executive at Coca-Cola. That one shows you the potential that Liberians have, and if they were given the platform to perform, they could transform the country in a very short period of time.
Thank you.
And I wanted to ask Mr. Cummings, what is he going to do in terms of education? I think if the Liberians were given, very good education standards, that we can transform that country overnight.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. So
Let me. I missed a call from Cyrus. I think that will be the last call from me because.
All right. Yeah, we will soon be leaving.
Yeah, let me get Cyrus really quick. I missed a call from him here.
So
yeah, Muslim.
So to my boy, you got Cyrus?
Yeah, caller, what's your name? Where you calling from, please?
It's Brazilian mom calling from Minneapolis. I mean, happy birthday to us. I had no idea you must say had the same birthday.
Mr. Kennedy, well, that breaking news. Me and Cyrus were born the same day.
Really?
Yeah.
I see why all they can be here the same way.
Yes. Well, I listened to that speech, bro. I mean, it was great. The thing is about the political damage that have been caused. How Mr. Cummings can turn it around. We all knew there was no case. The Supreme Court couldn't litigate that case, but it was a hit job. It was a Scotch F kind of a dumpster fire strategy to destroy Cummings. And unfortunately, it already happened. The only goal now is how do you turn that misful thing around? That's going to be the problem. That's what that speech was all about. Right. People expected him to come hardcore to be vindictive, but he wanted to be the adult in the room and be like, you know what? The process here is bigger. I mean, you could do a counter lawsuit. You can say, oh, I'm going after those that try to defend me and go against my character. But for now, you got a big tax ahead of you politically, and that's what he keep doing. That's what that case was all about. It was about slowing him down, about destroying momentum. It was about painting him as one of them, and that's what it was all about. So now the question you're going to ask yourself, how do you move forward, and what do you do? Because, like I said, the people who came up with a strategy, they cannot make it to win election, but they can force you to lose an election. That's what it was all about, just destroy you. And moving forward, I mean, he got a lot of work to do. It's not impossible, but there are a lot of work to be done. Because negativity is selling politics more than the positive. And like I keep telling people, it sounds like a broken record when it comes to the Liberian politics. You got three options in Liberian politics. If you want present failure and incompetence, you got George Weah. If you want past failure and no new idea and how you arrive at George Weah in the first place, then you got Joseph Boaga. If you want something different and something new, if you want to push the country forward with new ideas, with a whole different paradigm shift, then you got Cummings. So the contrast is clearer. Like I said, it's not about voter education. It's about the choices that Liberian people will make. You cannot preach, you cannot come within the degree. The people live firsthand. They see what's happening in the country, whether it's rampant corruption, whether it's ritualistic killing, whether it's a breakdown in the system where every level of government is fundamentally broken. I mean, you cannot explain it to anybody that live in Liberia. They see the everyday reality. So it's not about the politician message, it's all about choice. People say, oh, you need voter education. Like, our people been voting, I mean, like 5 elections in recent memory. So they think it's not about voter education, it's just about choice. What the Liberian people are going to do next to move that country to the next level. And that's what Cummings present. He talked about the system being broken. He talked about the cartel that try to bring it down. He talked about the institution. They don't want something different. And so the attack against him will keep compounding. The question is, the voters already know the situation in the country. They understand the political dynamics. The question is, what do you do next in moving the country forward? And that's what it's all about.
Right.
There's 3 options. You got option A, you got option B, and you got option C. You live it every day. You see what's happening in the country every day. You got an election where you have the opportunity to change the dynamics in the country. It's just left for you to make that choice. But like I said, people will choose to live in poverty to change because it's just part of human nature. People hate change. And that's why men the Cummings can be swinging against ocean current in Liberian politics or African politics for that nature, because people just hate to try something different. They want to go to status quo. They don't want to try something different. Look, Mose, based on Cummings' background, right? Based on the prevailing economic circumstances in the country, whether it's about job, whether it's about coming up with new idea, whether it's about employment, whether it's about living standard, there is nowhere in the world you can put Cummings and Braga on the ticket and Joseph Braga will win Cummings. But it can only happen in Liberia. That up to now, Braga will be more popular than Cummings based on prevailing circumstances. I'm not talking about the length of time they work in government. I'm just talking about the output and what they are capable of producing as chief executive. I mean, Cummings comes to the party with most executive experience. Joseph Braga is a bureaucrat. Okay, he's been in government for a while, but he's more of a bureaucrat as compared to somebody who come in with a corporate idea or business idea, or somebody you're talking in terms of public-private partnership. That's a whole different thing. But that's Liberia for you. That's how you end up for Joshua. People were so fed up with the system. It's like I keep giving that analogy, like you're traveling somewhere. Your car is broken in the middle of nowhere, and you call a mechanic to come and fix the car. You look for one of the best mechanics in the village, and the mechanic couldn't get the job done. Is that a reasonable way to hire a carpenter to come and fix your car? That's what happened with Madam Salif in the Unity Party in Joshua. Even if you want to make the argument that Unity Party never deliver on the promise, is Georgia an authority to Madam Salif? So we are going through the 6-year period. I mean, they have seen the mistake. It's up to them. It will always be up to the voter to make that choice. That's how I see it. So the Cummings speech, it was a great thing. He wanted to raise above the fray, but at the end of the day, he got more work to do. That I can tell anybody. Cummings got more work to do because the damage that was caused, it was very, very, it was great. It was a hit job. And that job, I can say they accomplished what they wanted to accomplish. So that's my take on the whole idea.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you. So somebody was asking about we not having a WhatsApp number. Yes, we do. The first number over there, the one that is 480-862-0783 is WhatsApp. Is also a regular line. I have a caller here. Steve, if you want to go, no problem. We'll continue from here for another maybe few minutes. Let's take this caller here. 701. Last DJ is 4658. What is your name and where you calling from?
Yes. Thank you for taking my call, Single. This is Teddy Chen Lion Yakon, calling from Fargo, North Dakota.
Oh, welcome, sir.
Yes. Well, sometimes, let's call a spade a spade. We were talking about the Mandingo issue. Nobody is against Mandingo people. What I personally have done for Mandingo people, no one have ever done that. You yourself can never do that for anybody from a region. Yeah. I look at Mandingo man. I gave my sister to him, married, lived in my house free for years. All in our state supporting he and my sister. So let's call it spade. That's why I am a crew man. A pure Mandingo guy. Okay? No one hate Mandingo people. Before your society can be better, the Mandingo people have never been making their females free for the others to have their integrations. So that has been one of the major problems people have been facing with Mandingo people.
So most of the problem nowadays, Mandingo thing, the tribal thing, so it's all about woman business, right? Because that is the here. That's what I've been hearing from a lot of people. But let me tell you this. I didn't want really to talk about this a lot, but let me just tell you that maybe that will educate other people.
I love Mandingo people.
Yeah, okay. Listen now.
We don't have problem with that, but they all refuse for people to integrate with them.
Okay. Listen. Listen. All right. Let me tell you now. Like I said earlier, majority of the people that have problem with Mandingo people, especially young guy or men, it's all about those beautiful Mandingo ladies they see and they not getting them. But that was the case before. Lately, I think a lot of people have now somehow a lot have changed. I don't know about marry, but I know for the fact that I've seen a lot of friends, you know, who yeah. But let me end now. Let me end. I've seen a lot of people. Yeah. So I just want to say something there. Maybe you will make your last comment, then I will take the next call.
Yes.
So what I'm trying to say here is that a lot have changed. There are a lot of people now who, a lot of Mandingo girls now are saying dating other people from other tribe in Liberia, even outside of Liberia. I'm saying that. But in terms of marriage, I've said this. Majority of the people are guided and restricted by the religious belief. Quran does now allow a Mandingo woman to marry to a non-Muslim. It doesn't go by tribe. Even you Gio, you Bandio, you Gisio, you whatever you Pele, whatever tribe you are.
They should have, you know.
Listen, my man, listen, let me finish. When I'm finished, then you will talk. So people are guided and restricted by the religious belief. And you can't tell somebody, say, Maria, go leave your religion because of man business or woman business. And
if a woman goes to her husband, she needs to follow the man religion or choose.
That's your belief. Whatever the case is, Islam does now allow. So if you now, for example, you found a Mandingo girl and you want her parents will not give you that woman if you're not a Muslim, and not because of your tribe. So, but in Liberia, people deal with tribe more than religion. A lot of people think that, oh, Mandingo people can do this, Mandingo people can do that. A lot of people are restricted not because of tribe, but because of religion belief.
I think that's the religion.
And nobody can change that. So people just have to live with that. People have to accept each other for who we are. If let's say, for example, if I'm a Mandingo man, and I fall in love with somebody from different religion, and their religion accept them to marry to me, fine. If the religion say no, I will respect that. That should not be a reason for me to hate the people or hate the person or those group, and to the extent where you kill them, to the extent where you feel that they deserve nothing, they are less they are less than human. So those are the mindset that we want to eradicate. People have to accept people for who they are, and if people don't want to accept you, just accept it, move on.
Yeah, okay. Let me end. Okay, I want to say your point there. You know, for the record, that I love Mandingo people, and a lot of people really love Mandingo people. But the only problem, okay, if they will bring religious business in between, then let Mandingo man keep himself and stop following our women too.
But then you tell your sister to stop following Mandingo men. They're not raping them. They're not going to, they're not forcing them out of your home to take it to their homes. Whatever's going on is a consensual, right? They all agree. So if you listen, if you cannot control your daughter, you can't blame other people. If they are able to control their daughter, you must be able to control yours. Simple. But we should all respect each other for who they are, and live in peace. And that should not even impact our politics. You know,
that's what the politics they're using. If you want to define the world politics, it's the human way, it's the techniques human use to live with day and day after day in order to control.
No. We are talking about making decision for the country, and
using those religious politics to get into other people's society.
Okay. Let me ask you. So all the things in the woman business. Okay, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Let me get land and end my call. You know, about me, I don't support Cummings. I ask you guys, if you ever know Cummings' grandfather and father's name first. Cummings, he's the same crew man like myself. Okay, it was Cummings' grandfather and father's name before that name got changed by the Methodist or Catholic Church in Maryland. He have a Togolese crew connection. So I want you to understand this thing. This not about politics. This not about that because Cummings is still not like ourselves.
But with default Cummings, due to the video that came up in America, the people sent Cummings said this, the man who going to legalize gay rights in Africa. And
my brother, that's my point. My brother, I am not a defender of Cummings, but if you are making listen, 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 I want to tell you something.
Okay.
I want to tell you something. Anybody, no mature person, no intelligent person, will even make judgment based on what you just talked about.
There is no.
That is very stupid and insane. Wait, where do you live?
We do have difference too, but we're not gay, and our society is not supposed to get.
Where do you live? Where do you live? Where do you live? So let me ask you. Okay, let me ask you. Okay. So my last thing I'm going to tell you before I let you go, right?
Okay.
In a country, even if, let's assume, even if Cummings believes in girls' right, you have a country, you have a legislature, you have a judiciary branch, you have the Constitution. Nobody can just come, no one person can just come and impose their way on the people of Liberia, especially at this age. So to somebody to argue, this man want to do this, man want to do, those are failed arguments, stupid arguments that some people are making. As a matter of fact, people who initiated that conversation, one of them is Obe. Obe came out and told the world that they lie on the man. They fabricated a story on the man.
No, the man himself make those statements.
No, he didn't say that. I watched the video too. I watched the video. I watched the video. As a matter of fact, the thing did not come from here. It was Mamadi Jakite that was interviewing him, and people went and twisted what he said. But like I said, that we don't have time for that today. But those are minute things to even talk about. Those are very stupid things for even somebody to argue about. And that's not the reason. And that's not the reason why a lot of people, some of the people who are against Cummings, that's not the reason they are against him. People who are against Cummings, they are against Cummings because they don't want change. They want the status quo to remain because they are trouble person, they are counter person, somebody who allowing them to steal the country money. They allowing their boyfriend and their girlfriend to steal money, allowing their father them to steal the country money for them. They and their family enjoying, and other people are not. So I know I would have, kept this guy here to have a conversation with him, but he kept, talking when I'm talking, and we cannot have a conversation like that. But yes, many of the people who are against Cummings, I'm yet to hear a compelling argument to say yes. Based on policy, based on idea, based on competence, based on experience. I want to hear that. But I'm not hearing anything like that. This kind of stupid, feeble argument that the man say, I was supposed to give us. So what? Even if he says that, so what? You think people are just stupid, they're just going to follow one person because they're president? Anything they say, everybody just follow? Those are stupid arguments. That should not even be entertained. Remy Gray, how you doing, my brother?
Mr. Carter, man, how are you?
My man, I'm about to leave now.
Man, I'm so sorry, man, but the issue about, the cultural assimilation of Mandingo brothers, some of us with who come from this dual background where we have half Islamic, half Christian culture, as a Cape Mountainean, as someone with a grandmother who goes to the Maslasi to pray, and as a man who, when I was a young kid, I used to go to the mosque and pray as well until I became an adult and was able to choose my own religion. They say what you hold dearly sometimes can be the same principle that will hold you back from experiencing what you deserve. This when I was in college at the university, we had a guy, one of those teenage brothers, who came up with a concept called repentance Muslim. They were trying to modernize the Islamic religion to include most of this culture that we struggle with today. You see, religion was for men to live in harmony with itself, not necessarily to practice exactly what exists in heaven. Because we can never get there because we're an imperfect being. As a result, to hold on to some of these principles, if you come in the United States, you see an Islamic person, they don't distinguish because they live in a culture of assimilation, where you can practice your religion. I've practiced mine, but that does not mean we cannot marry. This idea that if you come from a specific religion or if you're not part of, you cannot, marriage was something occasional.
Let me stop you for a second, Ruby, because we don't have enough time, but let me ask you. Do you know the Jewish people?
The Jewish?
Yeah.
I do.
Do you know the percentage of Jewish female that are married to other people that are not Jews?
I know the percentage is very slim.
Okay. And you think and what do you think is the reason?
Well, there's a possibility that you can marry a Jewish girl.
No, I'm saying I'm looking at the ratio. There are Madingo that are married to other people who are not Muslim. There are Madingo who live who got boyfriend and girlfriends who are not Madingos. But what I'm saying, majority of Liberian people who have problem with somebody not marrying to them, you don't have to marry to that person. You don't have to kill somebody because they refuse to marry their daughter to you. You don't have to hit the person to the extent where you can't even see them as human because you're so angry. Because they say, okay, we can't do this. And as a matter of fact, human being, there are always people there that will do something different. Yeah, people can say it's a religious belief that Madingo or a Muslim person or Muslim woman not supposed to marry to anybody. That's not even Liberian issue. That should be well beyond Liberia.
No, what I'm trying to say.
But people in Liberia, they all engage in tribalism, and because of that, everybody. Similar thing that somebody called me yesterday. They were telling me about how Cummings should not be president of Liberia because they believe Cummings is coming to revenge for the Congo people. Those beliefs, those kind of mindset, that's what I want to eradicate. But as long as you can discriminate against people for what their religion's belief is or their cultural belief are, if you think that Madingo person don't want you to marry, their daughter, tell your daughter not to marry to a Madingo man. Case closed. No hatred. Everybody move on.
But you see, we are a secular country.
Yeah, but you can't force somebody. You can't force somebody to marry.
But
to marry to you.
If you begin to distinguish at that level, then there is cause for division. If you want to truly assimilate and you want a secular state, we should make the laws flexible. That's what repentance Muslim was all about. And as long as that division exists on our head, let me tell you, I'll continue to say, whether it's Islam, whether it's Christianity, these are all religion of the white men. They brought those religions into our culture. But we cannot be more holier than the Pope. We are a people, we should begin to foster.
But you're not Islam. Muslim people don't worship people that they don't worship white people. They don't worship human beings. They worship God. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who introduced or who accepted religion first before you. It doesn't matter what they practice. Do you know? Let me tell you something. Do you know the Quran asks Muslims not to drink, even though some Muslims can drink? Do you know Arab people? Most of the liquor stores in this country are owned by Arab people. So you should say, okay, oh, because religion came in Arabic, Prophet Muhammad was an Arab. So that means whatever Arab people do, then you should do the same thing. Remy, we will have a conversation on this one another time. I gotta go now.
If you are citing Muslim in this country, that just goes to my point that you would never find an Islamic guy in Liberia selling liquor. Hell no. But you just said most of the liquor store here on that is a point of assimilation. That's what I'm.
No, that's not assimilation. That's not assimilation. That means those people, the same way you have so-called Christians, those people are so-called Muslim. If you are a Muslim, you should. There are a lot of people who call themselves Christian. They are not practicing Christians. There are people who call themselves Muslim. They are not practicing Muslim. So if somebody can say, okay, I'm a Muslim, without following the rules and regulations and culture of Islam, they will call themselves Muslim. But that's on them. Who are we to judge them? Similarly, if somebody choose to abandon their religion belief in their culture, calling it assimilation, that's on them. That's what they choose to do. But that doesn't mean if I refuse to do that, you should kill me for that, or you should stop me or treat me as a less of human because of that. Yeah, because people were killed in Liberia because of this reason. Madingo people were witch hunted. They were killed. The children that did nothing, they were gathered and dumped in the well. The women, they were taken into, women and children were taken into house and burned them alive because of the same reason. So this is not even a joking matter. If somebody decide not to accept you, you move on. You don't have to accept them as well. Marriage is not forced. But my brother, thank you very much, man. We gotta go.
I want to make a point quick. Historical accountability is not only one-sided. If you go back and look at the Civil War and some of the colors things some of our Madingo brothers did, even people heart and so on and so forth. But man, we cannot just hold one side.
If you find a Madingo woman that you love so much, just be a Muslim, then you get her. That's it. It doesn't go by trap. But if you love the woman so much, but you cannot change your religion, then let her be. Go find somebody that will accept you for who you are. Simple. People got to be tolerant of each other. But my brother, thank you.
But there's a guy who came in was talking about Cummings,
No, my man, we got to talk another time now. I know where you're going. No more Cummings business now. Let's talk another time, Remy. Yeah, so folks, we got to leave it there. If you find a Madingo woman that you like, or a Muslim woman that you like, some of them will marry to you. You don't have to be Muslim. But the ones that will say, you know what, go to my parents, the parents say, you know what, we can give our daughter to somebody who is non-Muslim by our religion. Either change your religion to their religion, or say, okay, that's fine. I'll find somebody else that will accept me for who I am. No fight in that. It doesn't require you to hating everybody else or to kill people. So this is very simple, my people. Tribalism is a disease. You got to kill it. It's not good. And it will keep the country. Look at all the country around Liberia. Basically, most of the country around, they're better than us in terms of development. Because we don't love our country. We engage in too much tribalism. Similar thing you're talking about here, there are a lot of people in Sierra Leone, they are not Muslim. We have had Muslim president. You have had Madingo president. You have had other people in different positions in Sierra Leone, including presidency. Ivory Coast get a lot of different tribes. They are not Muslim. But they accept people for who they are. So this is not uniquely, about Liberia. Why other people living, in the way they're living? They're not killing each other for that. What about Ghana? There are a lot of Muslims in Ghana. There are a lot of Muslims in Guinea. There are a lot of Christians in Guinea as well. but people live side by side and respect each other for who they are. If you want something from me and I ask you to do certain things, if you can't do it, that's fine. Similarly, if I come to you as a Muslim man and I want to marry your daughter, and you say, no, you got to be a Christian. If not, my daughter can come. Then that's me. It doesn't meant to be. It was not meant to be. I'll let her go. I'll find someone else. Go to somebody else who will accept me. I will not keep any prejudice or malice against you. Never. So let's learn to be tolerant and respect other people for who they are. Simple. Go to Liberia, go to other countries around Liberia. Why is it that they live in peace? We spent some time in Guinea as refugees, in Lola. We used to go to Bosu and to all the other little town there, Mano town. There are a lot of people there who are Mano and they are Muslim. There are a lot of people who are Kono. There are people who are Pele. As a matter of fact, the biggest mosque in Zerikuri, the imam is a Pele man. That's why he chose. You have seen a lot of other pastors in Liberia, Keita and other people who are Madingo. So being Muslim does not mean you are Madingo. Being Madingo does not mean you are Muslim. But some of you tribalists, tribal bigot, you paint everybody with one brush. Because this person is Madingo, definitely he's Muslim. Or because that person is Muslim, definitely he's Madingo. So you use that tribalism to discriminate against every Madingo person. Or because one Madingo man said they can't give you their daughter, so now Madingo people deserve to be killed. Give me a break. Eradicate tribalism. It's not good. If you follow a Gio woman, and the Gio woman say, you know what? We can't marry to people who are not Gio. That's what they choose. Go find somebody else. There are a lot of tribes. There are 16 tribes. If the Mano woman say they don't want you, they can't marry to somebody who are not Mano. Go to another tribe. Maybe you keep trying. You will find something better. You don't have to kill them or hate their family because their daughters say they don't want you. That's not correct. And one of the reasons why you think your daughters, your beautiful daughters, are marrying or following those Madingo people that you're talking about in the past and even now, because they see them as productive people. They take care of them. They are productive. They take care of them. That's why they follow them. They don't rape them. They don't jump on them. They don't take them forcibly. They follow them willingly, willfully, because they know they are productive. They know they can take care of them. So you cannot hit the entire tribe because of your personal quest for woman. That's not correct. I'll see you guys later, man. We'll see you tomorrow. Sister Mayamu Fofana, Honorable Fofana from Lofa County, District number 4 will be here tomorrow, and we'll have a conversation. Be blessed. We love you all. And if my friend Prince want to be my friend Prince one Madingo woman, and the good thing, Prince Madingo woman, they can allow you to get more than one wife. So if you want your second wife to be a Madingo woman, just come to me. I will take you to the mosque and go give you sabuye. If make you to say the kalima, then they will give you the woman. I'm talking to Prince though, not everybody. I will take you to the mosque, we'll give you sabuye. You say the that. So that's it. Then once you're Muslim, I will give you the most beautiful Madinga woman you want. I'm talking to Prince, not everybody. So don't take offense to it. Prince is my boy. If Prince want a Madinga woman, all you need to do, come to me. I will take him to the mosque, we'll cut the other hair from there. The hair that will grow now, that one will be growing as Muslim. And then I will give him the Madinga woman. You see, the message will invite me. That's my boy. All right, man. I will see you later. The person that's calling me, please call me after the show. The show is finished. I can't take any more call. We love you guys, and we'll see you guys tomorrow here. Tune in tomorrow for the show with Honorable Mayamu Fofana. Right? So let me go here. What kind of song I want to play here? What kind of song I want to play here? Where is Lasso Jawara? Play Lasso Jawara. Lasso Jawara featuring avec DJ la fille 124. Levez la famille.
Dokiere ni modokiere benisa. Dokiere benisa.
Abidjan sinero jama ba dokiere yetao. Bamako sinero jama ba dokiere yendo. Conakry sinero jama ni madokiere ye benisa. Dokiere ye ni madokiere ye benisa. Mbataye mataye yere tale nyonde. Ekorota ye dota ye yere tale nyonde ni madoki yere ye nderi kao ni madoki yere ye benisa yo baba na baba kibo e bona go ba mina e komerisa ye jini yele la we tale nyina artisi ye jini yele la we tale karana so teriye boli la we tale ko moto takisi ye jini yele la we tale karana Nterike be tale nyini na ikana konte moka konti yere tale nyonde Koni yakaye papa baby ne sabele karanao Koni nyaye kome lobby o kole dialine Simo koni nyalu bela koni nyalu Wala koni nyalu mazanda koni nyalu barala
Yana modala Lasso achade bubu Yama modele kudala modala Lasso achade bubu
Nitela Ameriki koni ya kawiye barala Masarangi zitungaluwe koni ya kata korobola Imamiye poromotariye moya kale nini nao Koni nyade korobo neko koni nyado mbarakani Ngoli sube korobo imaye koni nyade korobo Nitele bi korobo neko koni nyabe korobo Ngoni wala jere kuri kalube nindo Ngoni sera simbo Bela kalube nindo Jonge pako jeli de kale La so jeli bi de kale pia
Hale koni ya Hale koni ya na to jawara peple ya tule koni ya kai
Dokiere benisa.
Kore tere dinu maye na nyandonge Kamele nuwe maye na nindonge Kele lusentaro Kawia fola lusembwaro Sunyali na usendaro Moma fola usembwaro Maje donne Imagine for her On vit en famille Abat les jaloux Abat